Okay, so we're gonna move on to next agenda here. We're gonna invite Star Master Daniel Lim. He's gonna share about ABC rule. This is gonna be his 6th chapter, 6th session about absolute atomians, atomy A to Z. So please give a big welcome to Star Master Daniel Lim. Daniel, take it away.
Okay, hello. Hi, everyone. How have you been for the past week? You did good, right? Okay. Last class, we learned about what can we do in the third month of the initial 3 months after you signed up in your mind. So that's why we were studying how to become a self-leader and self-introduced speech. And also we learned about My Why and 5 Attitude by Star Master Jennifer Lim. So today we are going to study ABC rule together. Okay, this is also known as Euler's law. Okay, so what is the ABC rule? Okay, let's find out. Let me share the screen. Okay, most of people start off their network marketing business by recruiting their friends and family first, right? I remember when I started network marketing business for the first time in 1995 in the famous A company, I contacted by my family. So most of people same does it. But these people, no doubt about it, trust and love you the most, right? But they are also the hardest people you will get. So that's why without proper handling of your contact and appointment with them, you can forget about recruiting them to your network, which is Atomy business. So when your client is close to your family, it's like a family, friend, and then relative or colleague, all those people, they are very, very hard to make involved to their own business. This is because friends or family tend to be more judgmental of you, and they view you as equal or less. So that's why it is not easy opening them up to listen to you. Why? This one, because no one is a prophet in their own land. It's from the Gospel Luke, right? Remember that? Okay, so at that time, Jesus was a very famous prophet and respected by so many people, and also he is our savior. But in his hometown of Nazareth, he was just the son of a carpenter. So for that reason, when we tried to explain about Atomy products and marketing plan, some may joke and they are not serious in the shoulder plan. Some may also give you objection, even people you start your plan, right? Are you guys agree? That's why as a newcomer to the network marketing business, as a new industry, it is good to have your sponsor who is willing to help you in your first few appointments. Not all the time, first few appointments with your friend and family, they will be better, much better, right? They are the best people to leverage upon your sponsor in your line of sponsorship. You need to practice something effective way to recruit people in your Atomy, especially when you go to 2 or 1 meeting with your sponsor. You can have an effective meeting by understanding and using Euler's law. It is also called ABC rule by another name. According to the internet, Euler's law is a summary of Professor Euler of Harvard University Graduate School of Business. So I checked all the internet, but it says it's a method of interpersonal contact that the Japanese salesman used to, they do the using this way global market in the 60 to 70. The Professor Hoyle summarized it when he invited experts to explain the strength of the product to sell his product and so more sale. In fact, it helps induce effective results in numerous meeting situations. However, no matter how hard I searched on the internet, I couldn't find information about Professor Hoyle. Some people say that a network marketing expert created this theory and created it at Harvard University to empower it. But it is not clear information also. But I think, is it from Harvard or not, we'd better learn where and use this rule, as it has already been confirmed and used by many successful people from the many successful network marketing companies, that it works in a 2-on-1 meeting. Okay? Look, this is the ABC. There are 3 people and roles in the ABC role. But each of them has a different role. We better understand these roles well, and performing their roles well in meeting determine success or failure. It's much more efficient to meet potential customers with sponsors who are more experienced and can help experience them than meeting potential customers alone. In general, people are not easily persuaded by people with similar knowledge and experience, right? However, being with someone with high knowledge and experience increases intimacy and persuasion. In addition, the invitation story is subjectively accepted. But your sponsor, your successful sponsor story is conveyed as an objective fact. It is more convincing because third parties recognize it as objective word. I'm going to explain about the ABC law. A refers to an advisor or sponsor. B refers to bridge. It's you. You are the bridge. I'm a bridge. And C refers to a client or invitee or customer. So when you, as a B, you B introduce the invitee, which is C, to the sponsor, A. When B introduces it to A plays 90% of the role of business. A plays 90% of the role of this business. In other words, Hoyle says it is absolutely effective to deliver the business you want to deliver through A to avoid rejection. So A is a very important person between 3 roles. So if your sponsor fails to play 90% of the role, no matter how many people you invite, it is hard to recruit people to your Atomy network. So you need to find and bring the right sponsor to your client. It's very important. So you need to communicate all your sponsors and then find the right sponsor for you and for your client. Okay? It's your job to bridge the gap between your client and your sponsor. Give background about your client to your sponsor by using form. What does that mean, form? Family, occupation, recreation, hobby, and then money. So try to give all the information about your client to your sponsor before the meeting, before set a meeting. Okay, and let your friends know why you respect this sponsor so much. It's very important. You have to promote your sponsor as much as can. You have to edify your sponsor. Okay, and then reconfirm your appointment to see at least a day before. Okay. So, and then when you are in the meeting, you should sit by your client, giving support through the shoulder plan. Now, let's talk about the meeting place and position. Select the right meeting place as much as possible. What is the right meeting place? Number one, quiet place. Quiet is very important. Okay, so do not set a meeting in the restaurant with the food. Don't do that. Just enjoy your meal with your client. And then quiet place. So number one meeting place is your center. If you invite people to your center you belong to, it's the best meeting space. But in the beginning of the Atomy business, it's really hard to invite the people to the center. So anyway, we try to find the right and quiet place for meeting. So choose the best place for the meeting, like this. The meeting place is, there are no people, it's quiet, right? And then see your client, this house is okay, but this office or store is not suitable. Please do not choose the office or store. But a lot of people, they set a meeting, client's office or store. Why they choose it? Because they choose the easy way. Because their client always stay in their office and store. So that's why they ask their sponsor come with us to them. But believe me, the success rate is only 1%. That means 99% is going to be fair if you set a meeting on your client space, is store or office. Why? What is the priority number one about your client? It's their client, it's their customer. But people set a meeting, if you get a promise from the C, when we get there, you have to give us at least 1 hour at the quiet place, something like that. But maybe it's okay. But still, I don't like that. When they give you a promise, then we go over your C's store or office. And then we're going to start meeting. And then suddenly a client or customer came in the store, it ruined. So this house is okay, but please do not choose this office or their own space. So now you found the place for meeting. So place C in the place facing the wall like this, right? This is the C's position, facing the wall. And then place the seat of C in the opposite direction of the clock and the entrance. It's very important. So please reduce any kind of distraction from your client. And B, sits on the left side of C. That's the rule. Do not right side. Left side of C, and A sits on the front of C. Okay, please remember and write down or make draw is C's position. This is the C in the place facing wall, and the place the seat of C is the opposite, or as entrance and clock, wall clock, and then B sit on the left side of C, and the A sit front of C. You should always be around during the meeting to show respect to your sponsor. Okay? Show respect to your sponsor. How? Try not to give advice and try to help your sponsor during the shoulder plan. What kinds of help does your sponsor need from you? It's very simple. Just sit tight and keep silent. And then taking the note. If you don't do that, this will undermine your sponsor's authority. Just sit there and agree to what it says is the best help you can get. The reason why many people know this ABC rule well, but do not develop it because B or yourself does not play the role of 10%. However, this 10% role determines success or failure. I already told you, it's a 90% of the role is belong to A, but the other 10% role belong to B. You must do your portion of 10%. The role of 10% of B should be edified or promoted first by raising A's status, your sponsor status. One of the most common reasons B make mistake is that when introducing A to C, is that B is introduced to C instead of raising A's position. If B, who knows himself well, introduce A with simple comment, C cannot be heard no matter how well A explains to C. Keep in mind that the loss of this result is not A, but you, B. So the setup between three people should be like this. Number one, A equal B equal C equal. We are living in the free country and then every person in the equal is good, sounds good. But in ABC rule, we are not equal. Actually, we are equal, yeah, A and B and C. But in the ABC rule, that's wrong. So, and then A and B, we are equal because we are partner and sponsor. But C is the very, 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 very precious, my client. If I contact more than 20 people, I got straight 19 times no, and then finally I got one yes answer from the C. Wow, this is very, very valuable and precious, my customer. So that's why she's head is the biggest head between three people. Wrong. If she's head is the biggest, she never listen A. You better promote your sponsor and then make your sponsor's head make big. Then she will listen. Okay? It's very important. When the meeting starts, first, B helps C to concentrate. What you have to keep in mind is that the better A's explanation goes to C, the more likely you are to succeed in your business. But most of the cases, B made a mistake like this. At the meeting, at the tournament meeting, you can see that B simply introduced C to A. And after that, B keep going back and forth on his cell phone, and then B do the kind of the other task. This is absolutely against ABC rule. You should give careful considerations so that C can focus on A's explanation. Second, B sits next to C on the other side of A and send a positive reaction of constant agreement and affirmation. When A talking about something, your reaction like this, and then taking the note. In the C position, some of A's explanation may be boring or objectionable, but your reaction or kind of body language, which expresses B's affirmation and agreement, act as a silent pressure on C to more effectively communicate A's plan. If any of A's explanation seems to be not good enough for rejected by C, ask A on behalf of C after meeting. After meeting, okay? Not during the meeting. No matter how Atomy is consumer market business, this is kind of business meeting. Of course, there may be C that doesn't understand. The person who knows C well is B. So you have to ask A for C where A missed one. But what B should be careful about is that the question for C must be asked after the meeting is over. Even if you want to say something during a meeting, you should never forget that you don't say your word before A asks. It's very important. Usually after meeting, A says thank you to B, saying that he introduced a really good person to me like this. And A asked B, why you really wanted to introduce C to me so much? And your answer like this: she is very, really good person because some reason. You have to talk about some reason in nice way. Then your client will feel better. Okay. After A is finished, you will be the one closing your client to join you in the business. You do the close this meeting, not your sponsor. B has to take closing or take over. B closing comment using relationship. When C hesitate after hearing the explanation, B's competent remark like this: friend, hey, my friend, let's trust me and try together. And you can ask C to find out more about this business together and starting to closing it. After C has left, both A and B should discuss how to follow up with C. Okay, there are some very, very be careful things for this meeting. I told you before, 90% of the role is belong to the sponsor. But I believe the 10% of the role of you is most important among the three people, because your sponsor is already well experienced, but not you. So please don't forget, 10% of your role is more important than 90% of the role of your sponsor. Please understand what I want to talking about that. So I'm going to summarize it for you, okay? Number one, talk to the sponsor about your customer before you set up the meeting by phone. Number two, be on time. The first person to enter the meeting place is B. It's very important. And then A is the last person to enter the meeting place. If C is late, A is wait outside. And then keep contact with B. And then she's arrived after B have to contact to your sponsor A, then A came into the meeting place. So the first person to enter the meeting place is B, you. A is the last person to enter the meeting place. Number three, in the meeting, you need to sit by the customer, your client, and introduce the sponsor and explain the reason why you are with this sponsor. You must promote, you must edify to your sponsor. Number four, introduce C to A first, not to A to C. A lot of people think it's a really small thing, but this is a really big one. Introduce C to A first. Okay, like this. Just talking about your client's name and the place where he lives, and then what his job. That's it. Okay, do not make your client head bigger. And then promote your sponsor. Number 5, yeah, B, promote A to C, of course. Number 6, when A explains to C, B always listens without interrupting, and B shows to C listening and taking note. Do not move from your seat. And then please turn off your cell phone. Just turn off, it's the best. And then show your concentration to C in this meeting. Show your concentration to C. Usually C and you are family member or friend. But if you show your concentration to A, D think, wow, my friend is changed than before. It looks like very, very serious. So that's why C more interesting about this business. So no phone call, of course, it's not accepted. Do not wandering around. Please be focused. Do anything only when the sponsor is asking. Do not anything except when the sponsor is asking. Number 7, B is closing by adding his or her experience of product, company, and what kind of vision, what did you see when A asked B? When A asked B, then you can share your experience, product, company, and what kind of vision, what you see. If A forgot, and then A didn't ask you, I'm very sorry about it. Do not talking about that. Number 8, the first impression is very important in any business. Get ready with any kind of our Atomy business material, like leaflet or BOD or news, something like that, right? Data or view of Atomy product, and have the proper adhere to get trust at glance. And then be humble and confident. And last one, take the outcome. Do not blame your sponsor if the meeting is failed. If the meeting result is not good enough for you, do not blame your sponsor or do not blame your partner. Why? Because they are, according to 28 rule, if you had 100 times like this meeting, at least 20 people will listen to you. And then finally, 4 people is going to be your partner. Then your business is done. 2 from your left, 2 from your right. If you find the right person, you are going to imperial with this, your partner. So success rate is depends on how many attempts, how many contacts, how many set the meeting, how many had a meeting. Please trust me. If you do the 100 meeting like this way, and then if you keep the ABC rule like this, you are going to be successful 100% for sure. Okay, so this is the ABC rule. So please don't forget, and then use this way. And also, this thing all apply to the Zoom meeting too. So right now, we have a Zoom meeting with the 2-on-1 meeting. You invite your client and then your sponsor, and then those 3 people had a Zoom meeting. It's same thing. But most of people, a lot of people, they forgot. But it's the same. The ABC rule apply to the Zoom meeting. A lot of people, they invite their client, and then when meeting start, they turn off the camera, and then they do the other, I don't know. But show your respect to your sponsor or to your client. It's exact same. Zoom meeting or offline meeting is same. Okay, I'm done today. And then next week, our 7th chapter, I'm going to talk to you about system, the biggest our first system is 8 steps to success. So please, more invite. It's the 8 steps success is the really, we have to know, we have to understand about our business. So thank you very much and see you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you very much. Wow, that was so great, so serious and deep, right? Let's give another big round of applause for our Star Master Daniel Lim. Thank you so much.